Howdy. It's time to saddle up, boys and girls, because today we're going to learn the truth about straight hair waivers.
And I want the rest of you cowboys to know something. There's a new sheriff in town. And his name is
J. Lou. Hey yo, what it do? It's your boy J. Lou, and you are just in time for something new. Alright, now when it comes to this video, it's your boy Sheriff Lou coming through, you know what I'm saying? There's a new sheriff in town. A lot of you may be wondering, why in the heck are you wearing this cowboy hat? Another reason why is because in Houston, the rodeo is kicking off. So in commemoration to the rodeo, if you've never been to the rodeo in Houston, you definitely got to go out to the rodeo. We typically have concerts, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite things to do when it comes to going to the rodeo is getting turkey legs. And there's a spot called the Turkey Leg Hut that actually serves the turkey legs in Houston. And I'm not getting paid to say this, but gosh dang it, Billie Jean knows turkey legs are the best turkey legs on the face of this planet. You know what I'm saying? Now with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and take this hat off. Now when it comes to the truth about straight hair waivers, I want you guys to understand, just like I said in my last video, the truth about coarse hair waivers, which I'll make sure I link right above here. Whenever these terms were created, most likely they were created out of ignorance. At the same time, even though they were created out of ignorance, there are still some people to this day, just because they spite your boy J. Lou, they are still trying to hold on to these terms when we need to kick them to the curb. They should have been going back in 2018. But the truth of the matter is, there is no such thing as a straight hair waiver.
What did you say, nigga?
When it comes to the term straight hair waiver, if you think about it, it doesn't make sense whatsoever. I was once in your position and I used to watch these videos and I'm like, man,
these guys are over here talking about waves are simply curls laid down. So how in the heck can somebody have straight hair and have waves? Because in order to have waves, you have to have curls. But if they have straight hair, they don't have curls. So therefore, they don't have waves.
See, that's the problem with y'all today. Y'all don't know nothing.
And it's to the point to where it's like, okay, it's time for us to actually start classifying the truth about our hair textures, because a lot of the questions that people typically have come from the fact that most people don't know what their hair texture is. And like one thing I always say, the more you know about your hair, then the easier it is to be able to get waves. You won't be sitting up here asking 10,000 people,
hey man, what's my hair texture? Can you define this? I asked this person, but they said that. What about you, J. Lou? Blah, 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 blah.
So with this video, when it comes to straight hair, like I mentioned in my video about natural hair textures, which I'll make sure I link right above here, you can click on it when it pops up. Most people that say that are typically referring to people that have the wavy hair texture. Now, if you don't understand the different curl patterns and everything like that, instead of hair typing and going through the numbers like 1, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3B, 3, all that nonsense, I just broke it down into just simple terms. It's basically five different textures. There's straight hair, there's wavy hair, there's curly hair, there's coily, and then there's kinky hair. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, they think that just because their hair is straighter for a longer time period, then that means that they have straight hair. But that just goes on to prove the point in the science behind curl patterns. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, your hair will eventually curl if it's within those 4. Now, if you truly have straight hair, you will not be able to get waves. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it would be pointless to try to get waves because you're gonna have to do so much manipulation every single day to be able to obtain a look, and it's not gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? If your hair does not naturally curl or wave up, it's gonna be pointless to try to get waves. You know what I'm saying? Now, the good news is most people in the world do not have pure straight hair. Most people have either kinky all the way up to wavy hair, you know what I'm saying? So whenever it comes to being able to get waves, you may be able to look at somebody that happens to be Asian, you may happen to look at somebody that happens to be white, European, Latino, or whatever, and you're probably thinking to yourself,
oh man, that's a straight hair waiver.
Because that's what you guys been told.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
wrong.
Proved.
But at the end of the day, their hair waves up at a certain extent, or if you just simply apply a curling product, it'll wave up a lot faster, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, said, whenever my hair grows out of my scalp, before it reaches curl length, my hair is slick. When I scalped to go this pattern, for dang near 5 weeks, my hair was slick. You know what I'm saying? You would have thought that I was a straight hair waver. And the boy J. Lou, I got y'all, because as y'all can see, your boy is a straight hair waver. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, my hair is not waved up at all. It's straight as I don't know what. So you already know I got you. You know what I'm saying? Technically, everybody is a straight hair waver until they reach curl length, and the reason why I say that is when it comes to being a waver, you know what I'm saying? A waver is somebody that aspires to get waves. Everybody's hair will come out straight from the root, you know what I'm saying, until it reaches your curl length. So by true definition, everybody starts off as straight hair wavers, but then we fall into the categories of what our actual curl type is and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, another thing I wanted to say about the truth about straight hair wavers is back in the day, there were not a lot of people that start making videos about straight hair wavers, because back in the day, a lot of people didn't know half of this information, you know what I'm saying? But and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen a huge surge of people getting on YouTube basically trying to say that I'm a straight hair waver and this is how to get waves with straight hair, you know what I'm saying? One of the reasons why is because at the end of the day, most people, they get inspired by YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? I've had a lot of people that basically said,
man, because of you, I want to start my own channel and everything like that.
So I'm not surprised that there are a lot more people claiming to have straight hair trying to make videos, but people with wavy hair, people with looser curl patterns and things like that, your hair is way easier to be able to distribute the natural oils throughout your hair. That's one reason why you can put almost anything in your hair and it will look like shine. So for me, when it comes to product reviews, that's something that you guys got to keep in mind, because you can put anything in your hair and make your hair look immaculate, because at the end of the day, your natural oils are already going from the root all the way to the end with minimal brushwork, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, there's something you got to keep in mind with product reviews, because for me as an influencer, I take being an influencer very seriously, because a lot of people will typically buy things based off of my reviews and based off of what I say, you know? So with that being said, another thing that straight hair wavers have to understand is whenever it comes to their hair, you want to try to maintain keeping your hair at a very long length. I would recommend starting off with either a 3 or a 4 guard when it comes to cutting your hair. And you really don't have to use hard brushes and stuff like that. But when it comes to people that claim that they have straight hair wavers, I'm not going to refer to that anymore. In the future, I'm going to call it what it is, and that's wavy hair. You know what I'm saying? So if people actually start using the right terms, then you wouldn't have questions like people saying,
how do you get waves if you have straight hair?
It's self-explanatory. You can't get waves if you have straight hair.
Can you say that again?
Think of it like this. If people start saying,
oh, you know what? I don't have straight hair. I actually have wavy hair. You know what I'm saying? So if I have wavy hair, I can actually get some waves.
Now, I don't know about you, but that just makes sense to me. All right, another tip that I wanted to be able to give people that truly have wavy hair, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to getting waves, you truly want to try to avoid going beehive.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
I gotta pass my head.
And the main reason why is because it takes so long for your hair to be able to grow in, and because of the separation between each wave in your pattern, having a beehive pattern for wavy hair, it's just not gonna look right, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna look off. It's better if you go with a swirl pattern, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to watch some videos in regards to how to get a swirl, I'll make sure I link one of my videos right above here. This basically shows you how to isolate your crown and all that different stuff. Now, at the same time, when it comes to your pattern, understand that it's a lot easier to be able to break up the forks. So your waves will not only look better with a swirl, but because you won't have so many waves, it will look more appealing into your eye. And like I said earlier, because your hair easily distributes the natural oils from the root of your hair to the ends, your hair is gonna look shiny, you know what I'm saying? Another thing that is worth mentioning when it comes to people that have straight hair waves, with your hair texture, because the natural oil distributes very easily, people with this kind of texture, it's easier for them to be able to get lice in their head. That's one reason why you typically don't see African Americans running around with lice, because with our curl patterns, because it's so hard for the sebum to be able to travel from the root all the way to the end, we don't have an overproduction of sebum onto our scalp, you know what I'm saying? And typically, lice feeds off of the sebum or the natural oils that your scalp produces. And because people that typically have straighter or wavier hair textures have an overproduction production of sebum, you gotta make sure you keep in mind that your hair remains clean, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to be able to inform you guys, because at the end of the day, there are so many questions that are going around. People will hit me up based off of all of this bogus information that was shared in the past. So by now, y'all should already know the truth about straight hair waivers. Now, the last thing I want to say, and this is where Sheriff Lou comes back into the picture. It's your boy Sheriff Lou signing off. I hope you all have a great day. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day as well as your week. Salute!
I was born in the H, raised in the South. Can't tell me nothing but diamonds in my mouth. From chunk up the deuce, we keep our top drop sitting sideways on haters. With our trunks pop, knocking pictures off the wall, or knocking those down, draped up and dripped out, showing us a rhyme. You already know, or get your mind correct, trill, recognize trill, or you can back.